Downton Abbey, the slow-burning period drama about the British aristocracy in the early 20th century, seemed to be a series that held so much promise, but literally crawled to stagnation in season 5. The problem, the creator Julian Fellowes seemed to fall in love with his own characters, as seen in his reluctance to challenge and push them. The result, a large group of uninteresting people dressed to the nines, drinking tea, sitting around, talking at the dinner table. Boring. The question to be asked is, can Downton Abbey redeem itself? Let's start with Lord Robert, Earl of Grantham, and his American wife Cora. Robert's a dinosaur holding on to tradition while the world around him is in transition. Cora, more modern, tries gently to push him towards embracing change. The problem here is the writer does not allow his characters to deal with conflict. And so major issues are diminished and brushed under the carpet, as seen in Robert's culpability in the death of his younger, pregnant daughter Sybil in Series 3. Robert's insistence on tradition and using the renowned, prominent, but outdated surgeon Sir Philip Tapsell to preside over Sybil's delivery results in her death from eclampsia. Tapsell misses the signs of toxemia, which the more experienced but local doctor, respected by Cora, does diagnose. Had he deferred to his wife, a woman, and a mother herself, Sybil's death could have been prevented. The repercussions of this event highlights the differences between these two characters, which should have caused some major conflict. Instead, Sybil's death is tied up neatly and banished under the carpet. The couple come to an agreement over a cup of tea. They were both right in how the situation was handled. What a cop-out! Unfortunately, this approach is repeated throughout the whole series. Let's go to Lady Mary. Not much to say here. She's cold, she's aloof, she's a snobbish character, and who lost her warmth and personality after her husband Matthew died. I really don't care whether she changes her hair or who she marries. Lady Mary doesn't interest me. I'm far more interested in Lady Edith and her struggles to come to terms with motherhood and her illegitimate child. The problem here is, if we in the audience are to take seriously the significance of an aristocratic woman who has a child out of wedlock at that particular time, then it's important that the other characters do so as well. But neither of her parents seem to react in a way that indicates that this event can threaten Edith or the family's reputation, and they just flippantly minimize the whole thing. On the other hand, it does tend to reinforce Edith's position in the family as the insignificant daughter, but once again an important issue is trivialized. The Dowager Duchess Lady Violet Crawley, the Greek chorus without censorship, commenting on everyone and everything. Her caustic remarks that are delivered with such aplomb are a saving grace to the series. Thomas Branson, the former chauffeur, now estate manager, and the son-in-law, full of socialist political views and Irish Republican ideals, all of which fueled the plot and fueled his character, all went out the window after Lady Sybil dies. It just seems that Branson gets absorbed into the daily tea drinking and dressing dinner routine with the family. What happened to him, and what happened to the class struggle? I'm not really invested in the downstairs characters. Don't find them interesting. Let's talk about Anna and John Bates, the long-suffering couple we all rooted for in the beginning of the series. Poor character development, implausible plot lines have caused this couple to lose their initial charm. One murder, one incarceration, one acquittal is acceptable, but two is not plausible. It's as if the writer ran out of ideas and ways to make this couple suffer. Anna is always miserable. And when is she going to stop calling her husband Mr. Bates and start calling him John? Boring. Okay, Carson and Mrs. Hughes, pretty obvious that these two would get together, just based on their familiarity and positive regard towards each other. But when did these qualities turn into falling in love? How they handle that in season 6 will be both interesting and amusing. Daisy seems to be forever striving to better herself, but with all of her newfound knowledge and skill, one would think that she would have moved beyond the drudgery of being a kitchen maid already. Mosley is another downstairs character that the writers need to do something with. We saw him teaching in season 5. Let's hope that's something that's developed. And Barrow, what happened to this devious, scheming villain? Early seasons we saw him plotting and scheming, but by season 5, his Machiavellian tendencies seem to have fizzled. The attempts to make him appear more human by depicting his struggles with homosexuality have failed miserably. Underutilized. He's the villain with so much potential that never was. So, if season 6 is to exceed the audience's expectations, then writer Julian Fellowes has to let go of his characters and allow them to flex their muscles, which means allowing them to leave the confines of Downton Abbey, which allows other characters to react and allows them to grow. So season 6 has a lot of work to do if it's to live up to the promise created in the earlier episodes. Will the creators of Downton Abbey leave their audiences satisfied, or will they leave them disappointed? North American audiences will know the answer to that question when the series returns on January the 3rd. My review is here. Your responses and comments to this review are welcome. Downton Abbey.